Hey everyone, William Miller, National Brands Manager, and I'm here with Clint Hackett, our Audit Manager. Really important for me to have you take some time today for a couple reasons. I want everybody to know that is a customer of ours that knows exactly how hard you and your team work on every single unit that we make that goes out throughout the country. So Clint, if you would, just for the viewers to understand exactly everything that we go through on every single unit before we ship to the dealers. Let's start with this first stage of the audit inspection. When we bring in the units, what is the first procedures that we go through in this audit process?
Yes, sir. So we're going to bring the unit in, open up all the slides, make sure all your slides are running correctly, smoothly. After that, we're going to backfill all your tanks, your fresh tank, any of your black and gray tanks, make sure all your water is holding in there. We will also check any of your light switches, 12 volt, 110.
The viewers clearly understand, regardless of the model that we make, every single unit goes through this first stage along with the rest of the stages. Again, it is really important because these are a big investment, right? And you and your team do a phenomenal job to recognize that. So on top of everything that you do at stage one of the audit, can you talk about what's going on here and exactly what you guys do here in addition to what we already discussed that you're going to test?
Yes, sir. So this is going to be your water heater. We're always going to fire this up, make sure your water is getting hot. We're also going to fire up your AC, make sure you have air flowing properly through all your vents and it's getting cold, as well as your furnace, making sure those are coming up from the ground okay and your air is getting hot.
So I think it's great to know for the viewers that if they're going to invest their money with our brands, that they understand that our team not only does an audit check to make sure everything turns on and off, but we actually make sure that it works in operation.
Yes, sir.
Now, Clint, assuming that one of the models goes through the first inspection area with the electrical and everything that we outlined, then we go to station two. Now, what happens here after we did all the testing of both the air conditioners, the electric, and everything else? What happens at this station?
Sure. So we're going to walk through the outside and the inside and look for any imperfections, anything that's an eyesore, any crooked cabinets, anything that just isn't right, we are going to tag.
Perfect. And what I want to outline again to all you listeners, we do make mistakes sometimes, but the good news is you and your team do a tremendous job to ensure, regardless of the model you get, whether it's a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, a toy hauler, it doesn't matter. Every single unit goes through this audit process. And I wanted to point out, now this is a fully painted unit, and you guys have called out and you've marked some of the issues. So I want everybody to see what those are. When you guys went through this audit, you checked and saw that there's some buff marks here on the paint. You also call out right here that there's some running on this fender wall. It really makes me happy to know, because I think some people don't realize just how much work goes into our audit process to ensure that whatever we make for the dealers is exactly what it is supposed to be made to the highest level of quality possible. So Clint, as we just went through, visual inspection, so everything from the interior, whether it's trim, a loose screw, anything on the exterior, we go top to bottom, left to right, inside and out. Now once we get to station three, now we pointed out, over there were some paint issues. Can you talk about what gets done here at station three?
Yes, sir. We're going to have an inside and an outside repair team that'll go through and fix all these imperfections we marked. Some of the smaller stuff, a missing screw, we can replace. Some of the bigger stuff, like the paint, that'll have to go back to the paint booth where they will tighten that up.
Perfect. So at station three, we're making all the repairs that we can immediately here, or if they require the help of a different department like our paint department, they're going to actually get notified that they have to make a repair or a fix.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Now, Clint, one of the things that I hear a lot in the industry is people will talk about, hey, does the manufacturer do a shakedown? And I've asked, hey, what is the shakedown? What do you guys define it as? Typically what they say is it's the leveling system. It's, making sure the slide outs are working properly. Can you talk about what's happening at stage three? And is this something that we do in our audit inspection?
Sure. So at stage three, we're going to run all your leveling systems, your hydraulic or electronic systems, make sure your units end up level, and just make sure it's all working properly. That's going to be done on all fifth wheels.
Okay, so again, in context to what I've heard about shakedowns, it's fair to say that in our own audit process, we will also do a quote shakedown.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So for all you viewers, we go through 3-step process. We've identified any issues. You and your team either fix them directly here in the quality audit line, or it goes to, you know, a different part of our department to ensure that all repairs are made. What happens now at station 4?
Yes, sir. So we're gonna have a couple cleaners go through up here in this station, make sure everything is clean to go to a dealer. Everything is presentable. We're gonna open all the drawers.
Okay.
Try to get any of the sawdust out. Shine up your refrigerator, microwave. Just make sure it's presentable for the customer.
Now I'm standing here at the end of the process. We're at process 5. You're looking at one of our coaches that have gone through a complete audit inspection of everything from the electrical to the water tanks to aesthetically how it looks, any imperfections that have been corrected. This is stage 5. This is basically the final sign off before it goes to a dealer. Can you kind of talk about what happens here then at this last stage?
Yes, sir. So we have a closer that's gonna essentially go through, double check all our work here. Anything we signed off on as complete, she's going to verify that we completed it and is up to our standards. We're also going to close all the slides, make sure those are still working properly, make sure anything that needs to be locked while it's traveling down the road is locked to prevent any further damage.
Awesome. Well, it means a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to those of you that are looking to invest your money for your family on your future RV.